Welcome back, Joe.
Or is it Joe?
No, this isn't Joe. Welcome back to the Tender Mercies podcast. Thank you, Tendies, for joining us. Um, so I've been teasing a big change. I even named the last episode "The End of an Era."
You know what, man? Sometimes good things have to end
That's true.
to make
So,
a better beginning.
so here sitting next to me is not Joe, but now the new co-host of the Tender Mercies podcast, Austin.
Guys, what's going on? Austin Payne here. I don't know if we're throwing in last names here, but
Go for it, but don't say how old you are. That's our
yeah.
running bit right
All
now.
right, all right. No, I
If you
won't tell
say
you
it,
how
I'll
old
bleep
I
it
am.
out.
Hey, I'll tell you I'm a dad, so that could range from anywhere between 20 and 60 years of age.
16 to 80.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, 16 works, but yeah, man. I'm a father. Uh, love sports, man. Um, I mean, I am an active man in the city sports. I mean,
Oh yeah.
check my stats, man. They're all over the place. I mean, I almost got signed by, some colleges here and there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, just love of sports, love of life, man.
And so I'm going to start here by telling the story of how we got you here.
All
I
right.
kind of gave you the short version in the text, but our listeners don't know anything about this. So after last Thursday's episode, um, Joe and I had a big fight. We
Really?
Yeah, so we finished recording, and as we were going over the editing, it became quite apparent that Joe and I have very, very different creative differences. So I sat him down. We both called our lawyers, got him in. Um, so right now, Joe is currently doing 12 to 15 years in jail.
Wow, that's some major charges there, man.
Well, he damaged my heart,
Oh,
firstly.
yeah. That's a big one right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you definitely need to address that, man.
No, no. So after the last one, Joe was just kind of like, "Hey, like this has been fun," you
He's
know.
just out. He's like, "I'm out, man.
Well,
Count me out."
and so Joe has now graciously taken on the role of he's going to be a frequent recurring guest.
Alright, I like that.
So when we feel like we have bits that are going to be good for him to be a part of, we'll bring him in.
Alright, yeah, that's
Um,
respectable. But, I mean, need to make it clear, like, your heart, man. Keep that
but
out
my
of the
heart,
picture, you know?
yeah,
That's important, you know?
yeah, and it was hard, you know.
It's podcast breakups have to be one of the toughest things, man.
It's the worst breakup since One Direction breaking up. Yeah,
That's tough right there.
yeah. But luckily, he's my father-in-law, so I just
Well,
saw him.
you have to like him, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys have to be cool or whatever.
yeah, yeah. So this is Austin. The real story of how this came to be was, yeah, essentially Joe, after the last episode, was just kind of like, yeah, like that was great, that was fun. And so Colby, my brother-in-law, who edited last week's YouTube video, he recommended Austin, who I do know personally. So I was like, "Hey, that sounds good." I texted you, and you got back to me that same night and said that sounds good,
Yeah,
and
man.
we ran with it.
Shoot, man, I've never had an opportunity to be in a podcast. So as soon as you're like, "Hey, man, come be in the Tender Mercies podcast," I was like, "This thing's gonna be big.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm
it's
ready, man."
huge. So Joe's parting words. Let me pull up what he said for us. Um, Joe's passing words. He's still with us.
Yeah,
Joe's final words
I don't
in
know if it
regards
got
to the
that crazy.
podcast was, "You guys are gonna kill it. You're gonna pass up Rogan by the end of 2024."
Really?
So,
You know what? I could see it. I mean,
well, and
honestly, I'm ready.
yeah,
I'm ready to go to work.
the foundation's built, and it's just a matter of going forward.
Yeah,
So
man.
that actually transitions us quite well to our next segment of podcast statistics. So just to give our listeners a little bit of a feel of what they've done for us, right? I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I was checking out the statistics on how the podcast was doing,
Oh shoot, yeah. I'm
Actually,
interested to see because I want to see how these numbers go up, man. I
yeah,
mean,
blew me away. I'll be 100% honest. Um, just some of these numbers, but so we have a total of 7 episodes. This one you're listening to will be the eighth. How many overall listens do you think we have? And so listens by definition is um, includes all downloads and any stream of 60 seconds or more across all platforms.
shoot, man. All right. What's the population of Snowflake?
Ooh, just Snowflake. I have no idea. I'm gonna be
All
100%
right, I'm
honest,
gonna throw a number out there. 200.
dude. That is really close,
Actually.
really close. We're at 198 listens.
Oh
Yeah, you were within
man.
two.
Okay. Do I get like some kind of prize? I mean,
You get to be the co-host of Tender Mercies
okay, fine. I'll
podcast.
take it. I'll take it.
No, so I mean, you guys are killing it on the listens, because only about 190 of those are mine. So all 8 of you have listened to this.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
yeah.
my wife, she watched it a
Oh,
little bit.
really?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I was sitting in the car. I was telling her, I was like, "Hey, Trey wants me to be on this podcast, man." I was like, "Yeah, you should check it out." Dude, I get in the car, the podcast is playing from her phone in the car. And I get back, I go do what I'm doing. I get back home and I'm like, "You're listening to the podcast, weren't you?" She's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, I was." Guilty.
So, yeah. Now this is the stat that blows me away. How many? So in the last 30 days, the podcast isn't even 30 days old yet, but in the last 30 days, how many Spotify impressions do you think we have?
See, now Spotify is one of those big ones. That's one of the big ones for podcasts because you
Hmm.
got guys like Joe Rogan, you've
Yeah,
got Bert, what's his name?
I know who you're
Comedian
talking about.
guy.
Yeah,
All those comedians, you
yeah.
know. So I'm gonna say Spotify. Let's go 250.
So Spotify impressions, I'll give you the stat on that, or like the definition of
Okay,
that
okay.
to help you out.
I'm not. See, here's the thing. Love podcasts. Never watch them, man.
Yeah. I'm not much of a watcher. I'm always like a listener. I'll listen to the
Yeah,
audio of it, but
yeah,
for me to actually sit down and watch, that's pretty difficult.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so impressions, the number of times that your show or any of your episodes were shown to anyone on Spotify over the last 30 days.
So it's like a share. Is like somebody sharing, or is it like
Essentially, like if Spotify recommends it to somebody, like, so if there's
yeah?
there's other podcasts like this. So if someone's listening to that and they reach the end of their episode, Spotify's
Okay.
like kind of like how Netflix is like, oh,
Yeah,
here are
yeah.
like
Oh,
three more
hey, try
titles that are,
this freaking garbage show.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But this
try
isn't
this. No,
this
try
this
this garbage show.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Um, man, so recommendations by Spotify. I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna go high 40s.
Okay. So last 30 days, and I think this podcast has only been around for 24 days. We've had 7,300 approximate Spotify impressions.
Really? Oh my gosh.
So obviously our retention isn't that good if we're having 7.3 thousand impressions, but only 198 plays.
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest, okay? When you have stuff thrown in your face
No,
left
it's
and
hard.
right, man, it's
No,
like it's
yeah,
hard to choose, you know? You get this Netflix, you're like, shoot, man, let me try this show. Then you try that one show
yeah,
that's ruined it, man. You never want to try another show again. You
it's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
All right. Well, we'll move on. I just wanted to throw that out there for our listeners that they're killing it. They're
Yeah,
tearing it
man,
up.
that's awesome. I love that, man.
And actually, before we did this, I should have checked to see if anyone else left us a review. Last,
Oh, you can leave reviews?
yes.
That's awesome.
So let me see if we've gotten any new ones. Oh, okay. So do you know who Tom Smith is?
Tom Smith.
Coworker of Joe's.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, he left us a review on Tuesday. Um, can't even see the full title. Whatever the title of your rating or your review, Tom, it's too long. But I'll read it. I'll read it until it cuts it off. We and then all capital or it is fully all caps, whatever.
All caps,
All
man. He
caps.
really meant what he
We
said.
need and then to talk, but do we need to? And then I think listen. 5-star review, and he said, "Raise your hands high for Tendies worldwide. Not only am I excited for growth, I am excited for change. When I took a new route in my UPS job many moons ago, I I had a certain special, and then in quotation or in parentheses, maybe gay supervisor give me some great advice. Joe knows who I'm talking about. He said, Tom Smith, don't smoke crack if you don't want a tax. Sounds silly and goofy, even, but applicable in a simple, small way. Don't fuss, keep the trust, remember your roots. I've been rewatching Mulan lately. Thanks to you all. God bless. Psalms 6:13. Well,
See, that's the kind of people we need in this world, man.
Psalms
Throwing in
6:13
crack and psalms in the same
in the
the
same
same
review.
story,
Yeah,
same review, man. That's
that hit everywhere. Um,
that's really heartwarming. I mean,
yeah.
how many guys take the time out of their day to write a review like
This
that?
is Tom's third review.
Third review.
Third review, I believe.
Man.
He's killing it.
Okay, I gotta ask though.
Yeah.
Tender Mercies. How did that come into play? I mean, I've seen it. Okay, I've seen the cover of it. Tender Mercies,
Yeah.
obviously in a bathroom. What special bathroom was that? And how did that name come in?
Well, first of all, um, Tom, I really appreciate you sharing a scripture. However, Psalms 6:13 does not exist. Psalms chapter 6 goes through 10 verses. So, um, yeah, great. Tender Mercies, how it came to be. This is just a great recap, real quick. Austin here has yet to listen to all the episodes. Don't judge him; he's getting there. He was just working on the Mexico border,
Yeah,
not good service. But no, essentially, so Joe, growing up, was really into metal,
yeah.
and he was gonna have a metal band called Tender Mercies.
Really?
Yeah, as well as the fact that we live in Snowflake, and
And, that's just
the
the
predominant religion here is very into tender mercies,
yeah, yeah,
and
I'd
so
say.
that's what we want to provide
That's
to our listeners.
I was actually telling my coworkers about this podcast too, man. I'm trying to get everybody
Oh,
on
I've
a
already harassed
listening.
all my coworkers.
Yeah, right.
They let me go yesterday because I was being too much of a distraction.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, man, whatever it takes to get this out there. But, yeah, I was telling them about it, and they were like, "Is that a religious podcast?" I was like,
100%.
It's, something like that, yeah. Come
Yeah,
take a listen and find out."
yeah. So that is kind of the short story of Tender Mercies.
Yeah, I like that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah,
tender mercies, that's freaking awesome.
yeah,
Perfect. Hey, you know what? You might coerce somebody into this podcast thinking, "Hey, man, I'm gonna get a crazy religious experience."
yeah.
Meanwhile, you're quoting freaking Psalms. All right,
6:13.
6:13. So,
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that, but Tom, I really appreciate you trying to bring the spirit into my heart because I definitely need it. But
don't we all, man?
let me see if there's been any other. I don't think there's been any other
The real question
interaction.
is, have you guys gotten any hate mail, man? Because there's always some haters out there that just can't stand. Man, they just can't stand life. They just got to be mad, you know? They just got to comment on something.
So far, no, we haven't.
That's awesome. They'll come, especially with me on here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna get some
Wait, so hold
haters.
on. I was going to cover this during your introduction. So we did lose Joe, who was a local celebrity,
Yeah, exactly.
right here in Snowflake. He's the UPS guy. Everyone knows and loves him. We have here quite possibly one of the biggest TikTok stars to come out of Snowflake.
Listen, man. Problem is, I haven't made a check yet.
We
I'm looking for that check.
what? But so here's what we need to do. And Kyson Burden, if you're listening to this, he already signed an NDA. You cannot come after him.
It's true, man.
Um, no, is you're never going to see that check because it's going to Kyson. It's Kyson's business.
I know. That's the hard part, man. There's been so many times where I've thought about branching off,
Okay.
making my own
Yeah.
TikTok, right? Scared, man. You should see the comments on all those TikToks.
Oh, I read them.
Moms,
Most
man.
of those were mine.
M-
Fake mom accounts.
That hey, that's some dedication right there,
Yeah.
man. There's moms everywhere trying to ask who I am, trying to find out who I am. And I'll tell you this, okay? I was at a couple of our events we have in here in town,
Yeah.
small town stuff. And I was at the parade
Do
I'm
you get
walking,
stopped by moms?
dude. I was walking down the sidewalk. This lady stopped me, mom, obviously.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hey, you're in the Positive Solar TikToks, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was the same. Okay, same like events, right?
Yeah,
Rodeo. At
yeah.
the rodeo, another mom stops me, man. Says, "You're in the Positive Solar TikToks."
Are you signing autographs or taking selfies?
Dude, I need to.
Yeah,
$5 an autograph.
yeah.
I'll start right now. You want mine?
Yes,
All
please.
right, let's do this thing, man. Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. The amount of women that try to find you that are moms is a little scary. It's a little scary, I can't lie.
Well, so for our listeners, if you wanna see the kinda guy that is co-hosting here, go to TikTok, open it up, you're gonna search Positive Solar,
Yep, man. Yeah, I'm
and
I'm pretty much the face. The very first video that comes up is me.
thirst traps.
Dude, I am being exploited every day of my life.
Kyson, this is a podcast, you can't come after him for
Yeah,
saying that.
man. Paperwork signed.
Paperwork.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
You don't wanna mess with my lawyers, dude.
Yeah, especially after that conversation you told me.
Yeah, heartbroken.
Heartbreak?
Yeah.
No joke, man.
So, no, we'll continue on. So for our listeners, for I think 2 weeks now, Joe was trying to get me to listen to Jerry Springer's Final Thoughts.
Jerry Springer, that's one of those guys, man, that will inspire you.
So you've listened to the Jerry Springer Final Thoughts.
I've listened to Jerry Springer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, like Steve Wilkos, Jerry Springer, is that the same guy we're talking about here?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, growing up, man, seeing the Steve Wilkos, Jerry Springer, it's the guy that says you're not the father, right?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, that guy inspires me, man. I wouldn't
So,
be who I am without him today.
well, so Joe wanted me to go listen to Jerry Springer's Final Thoughts because I have a little segment that I do to end every episode.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll get to it here at the end of this episode. But he was like, dude, like he said it on one of the podcasts, and then after one of our recordings, he was like, dude, like it really does feel like a Jerry Springer's like final thoughts. And so I finally went and watched 15 minutes worth of Jerry Springer's final thoughts, thinking like, okay, I'm gonna get maybe like 5 little 3 minute like, you know, I figured it was like some sort of talk show and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And no, it's Jerry Springer. He'll hit you with a one liner of, you know, if you're walking into the bathroom with someone that you met at the Thanksgiving table, might be time to stop and not. And that's Jerry Springer with final thoughts. Take care, or take care of yourself and of each other. And then that's how he ends it. Something like that. So I watched 15 minutes worth of Jerry Springer. Take care of each other, or take care of yourself and each other.
That's
And
that's perfect because Thanksgiving's right around the corner, man.
right around the corner.
Right around the corner, and no one better than Jerry Springer, man.
No, yeah. So I'll listen to that. I'll post that on the Tender Mercies podcast or something.
That's so random though. Why Thanksgiving? Why walking into the bathroom with somebody?
Essentially saying like if you're gonna go sleep with like your someone from your in-laws or something like that, like you're already making a mistake. Like stop, don't, because like I think he has a show that's like dedicated to like fidelity and relationship
Yeah, yeah.
issues,
You
and
are not the father.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but I don't know if this is that same show or if it's a different one because the way he
He's
talks about it is like it's just like essentially like don't cheat on your significant other. Like if you're already wanting that, then just go.
well, that's kind of like the gist of the show. I mean,
Gotcha.
you basically, right? They have these two people come on.
Yeah.
Um, the guy's like, "Man, I don't know if I'm the father of this kid.
Yeah.
This girl, I've been dating her for like 2 years. Man, she's been around the streets.
Yeah.
She's been around, and so they just try to find out if it's his kid or not, or if they're cheating. They do
Yeah.
like lie detectors
Oh, good.
tests and stuff. Yeah, no, it's awesome stuff, man. It's great. It's great.
All right. Well, so I just wanted to let our listeners know that Jerry Springer does offer advice. I'm not going to say if it's good or bad, but he does offer advice
I would take it.
on relationships. So if you're interested in that, go ahead, go hit it. There's a 15-minute compilation of all of his final thoughts.
We need to sign a brand deal with him.
Well, talking about brand deals. So, Austin, Today's episode is brought to you by a company we all know and love, and that company is Amway.
Amway.
Have you ever heard of Amway?
I've never heard of Amway.
So, here's the issue with our listeners right now who are shaking their head. Amway is one of the companies that empowers its people.
Oh man.
Okay? People say, "Oh, it's just an MLM." No, it is the world's #1 MLM.
So MLM, is that kind of like BLM? Like
MLM stands for multi-level marketing.
okay, yeah.
So
I have like no money, so that's out the window.
I'm surprised they haven't contacted you
Yeah.
because I have no money and they've called me 3 times today.
Credit score? Never heard of it.
So multi-level marketing is essentially a pyramid scheme. That's just fancy word for pyramid scheme.
Yeah, okay.
Where you get hired on to promote products, but also to try to bring on 3 or more of your friends.
Dude, that is the most basic thing, and I love it. I love being basic.
However, this isn't just like you getting a job at Positive Solar and then saying like, "Oh, I like this work environment. I like my boss. I like the work. We have openings," and going and telling your friends to apply. This is, in order for you to make more money, you have to have your friends or get on board.
Okay,
So like essentially your paycheck
blackmail.
You've got it. So
okay, so where do I sign up?
Let's get to this ad read.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about it, man.
It's sounding a little negative right now, and that's not what they're paying us for.
Well, I love a little good old fashioned blackmail. So.
Well, no, and I wanted to touch on the cons before we really hit home the pros.
Yeah, I mean, and those aren't even that bad. So let's get to the pros, man.
So the pros, just on their website, first page, #1 thing: makeup that acts as good as it looks.
Makeup that acts
as good as it looks.
What is it?
Okay, number 2, quality products, guaranteed. Discover products inspired by and created for a healthier, more confident life.
All right.
So some of the categories. They've got vitamins and supplements, skincare, sports nutrition for us, right?
Athletes. You know how it goes,
makeup, bath and body. They've got energy drinks. They've got hair care, laundry, weight management, oral care, cookware, and they have a whole line of new products that you can go check. So here's a couple brands of their exclusive Amway brands: Neutralite, Artistry. So let's see. Neutralite looks like supplements. Artistry is skincare and makeup. XS, it's like the letter X, the letter S. Energy drinks and sports nutrition to optimize your performance in the gym, outdoors, or wherever your adventure takes you. Amway Home, which is like cleaners, is what it looks like. G&H, which is plant-based goodness in this bath and body care. Right. Blister, sounds like blister, but with a G. 3-step oral care. Satinique, healthy looking hair you deserve. I don't want healthy looking hair. I want healthy hair.
Yeah, I want a guarantee on that one, man.
Yeah. eSpring, clean, clear, consistently fresh tasting water. It's a little like water freshener.
Makes me want to drink it so badly. I'm so thirsty.
Atmosphere, which is advanced filtration, filters room air to remove airborne contaminants and odors. Where was this during COVID?
Right?
So it seems like Amway could have solved COVID. And if you need more of like motivation.
I need the Amway vaccine.
I need the Amway vaccine. I'm so sick of Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna.
Dude, here's the deal, man. Some people, they be reeing up on their 502nd booster shot.
I'm on my 503rd. Yeah.
Man, if you would have gone with Amway,
I wouldn't need all of them.
That's right.
I'd only need like 501.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so this episode is brought to you by Amway. So my question to you is, are you interested in joining Amway?
I actually already joined like during that.
Oh, because did you put my name as your recruiter?
Yeah, I put Joe.
Oh.
Joe.
You put Joe.
Oh.
because I was really hoping you would put my name because it'll bump up my pay. So
Oh, can I
maybe
take it back?
maybe just create a new account with a new social security
Okay.
number,
Okay, yeah. I'll use
or maybe have your wife do it.
I'll just use my baby's.
What is your baby's social security number, by the way? Amway's just wondering.
Yeah. If they can have the 3 digits on the back of the card, all that. They get access to all that, man. Because I am that convinced right now.
Good. So, go ahead today. Go over to Amway.com. Use promo code TenderMerciesPod and receive no benefits. It'll probably give you an error code if you try to put that in the discount code.
Probably add to the price of everything.
Yeah, you'll get charged double. Yeah. So check out Amway today. This ad read is probably the longest one we've done, so we should probably stop giving them free shout outs. But
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about on the scope of Amway?
Amway is the way.
Amway. They am the way. We're going to go ahead and hop into a draft here. So I sent Austin a shared note the night that he accepted to be the new co-host of the Tender Mercies podcast, and he immediately went on and threw down like 15 different items of discussion that were all good.
I was ready.
So we're going to slowly leak those into different episodes going along.
I was actually shaking because I just had so many ideas. So
I could see like steam coming out of your ears from having like,
dude, the cogs were really working that day. I'll tell you what.
But yeah, so this draft, the topic, what we're going for, are worst first date locations. So this is something that you and I hopefully will never have to worry about again.
Yeah. Hopefully.
God willing. And I'll go ahead and start here. So this first one that I'm gonna say is kind of pandering to the Snowflake Taylor community. Those of you in Sholo might know about it. If you definitely don't live in the White Mountains, I would be very surprised if you've never lived in the White Mountains, I would be very surprised if you know where this place is. But I'm gonna go Shones Dam. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough place. For a couple of reasons, actually.
For a number of reasons.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
a few.
I've had my fair share of shotguns.
Yeah.
Down there.
Both the gun as well as alcoholic beverages.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shotgun. Yeah. I'd have to agree on that. Nothing but bad goes on there, and I can say that anytime I've ever taken a girl there, never worked out, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if I ever had a first date down there, but like the very few times that I've ever been there with a girl, it was always like this can go really well or really bad, and it never went the very well side. Usually because of me, but or always because of me. But yeah. So
Yeah, I was usually the problem too. The fact that I have a wife, amazing.
yeah. No, I'm
It
not even gonna debate you on
takes a
that.
warrior. It takes a warrior, man. No, I actually I there's one time. So Jones Dam, huge dam, right? It's like if you think about Snowflake, that's like one of the 7 wonders. That is one of the 7 wonders right there,
Yes.
man. You have to visit Jones Dam.
Not on your first date, please.
Yeah, please. It might have been on a date. You know what?
No.
I might have been with a female. It was so bad I don't remember who it was.
You're just trying to
Yeah,
shut it out.
that's a deep, deep memory. Shoved it way down. But no, there's a tunnel down there,
Yes.
and you walk down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay. Winter, right? I was walking down the tunnel. I was almost to the end. Your legs are just burning. Dude. You just want to give up.
So for those of you listening, this tunnel is like 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
Like
you have to crouch
the entire way,
the whole time.
And there are more than likely heroin needles. There's just a lot going on down there, so you can't really crawl.
It's a good
Otherwise,
time, though.
you're going to get hurt. But the reason why I just want our listeners to understand why he's crawling in this tunnel. If you do crawl through this cement tunnel and you get to the end of it, you're underneath a lake. You're
Yeah.
like square in the middle of this lake,
Yeah. Yeah,
which is
exactly.
really cool. So, anyways, continue on.
And there's the threat of water absolutely just
Crushing you.
crushing you.
Yeah,
But that's part of the excitement,
that's part of
right?
why you
That's
go
why you
there.
take a woman on a first date there if you really don't like her. Um, anyways,
Jeez.
okay, I'm walking down this tunnel and I have a jacket on. It's cold.
Yeah.
I feel something catching my hood.
No, I have an idea, and I hope it's not.
It's a bat, man.
Okay, I was thinking mouse. I was in the right vein, but yeah, no. Oh man,
Yeah,
no.
I almost started COVID right then and there. Um,
Oh, jeez,
dude,
Louise.
I caught the bat in my hood and I was so confused. I was like, "What is that?" Like totally like, "Oh man, that's weird." Just being a dumb high schooler, like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that's crazy." Anyways, dude, I look back, the bat's flying in between me and the group behind us, and I'm just like, "Dude, I just had a bat in my hood."
burn the jacket.
Yeah.
I hope you burn the jacket.
And if that's not a sign of you probably shouldn't hang out with this girl, then I don't know what is.
I can't wait for this to come out, and if Cassidy does listen to this, and she goes, "That was our first date."
Yeah, no, man. Definitely not her. But I've told her this story a few times, and I don't think I left out any details. If I did, I'm sorry. But
No, she's like, "Huh, a girl, huh?"
oh, a
No.
girl. No, funny thing, right? The TikToks, right? I have all these moms that just love to be like, "Oh, who's this guy?" You know, dude, she loves that. I don't know what it is, but she loves that, man.
Cassidy loves that.
She loves that.
That's
She's
good.
like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, no, it's
I
for
mean,
her, it's what do you, like what's the word I'm looking
she
for
gets
here?
a satisfaction from it because she's
Satisfaction.
like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I have them.
validating. It's validating her feelings towards you.
Yeah,
So
I have them, and you friggin' fools don't." So,
yeah.
but yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
Well,
The
there you go.
internet's crazy.
Yeah, internet is crazy.
It's crazy stuff, man.
We'll jump back though on the topic. So this draft, I don't know if I should have explained this to you before we started, but so I'll pick, then you pick, then we'll go until we both have four places,
Okay,
and we try not to do the same. Occasionally, Joe and I would, but
yeah,
so what's your first idea of like the worst place to take a girl on a first date?
man. I'm gonna tell you this: worst place to take a girl on a date. Do not, and I repeat, do not go to the valley.
Okay, interesting. So don't go to Phoenix.
Don't go to Phoenix, man. And I'll tell you why. Okay, me as an American male, okay,
Okay,
I have little excess body weight.
okay,
Father stuff.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Man, the swass that goes on in the valley is immense, man. Puddles. I'm
Yeah,
talking puddles.
yeah,
It's pretty bad, and it's embarrassing, man.
yeah.
We went down there, and it's there's not much to do. Like you go to the valley, you're like, man, this place it's got so many things to do. It doesn't, man. You gotta spend money to do stuff down there. That's the beauty of
Yes and
here.
no. You also have to just kind of like with up here, you have to know the people that know the places.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I went on a date with this girl the same weekend I actually texted Tally for the first time,
Oh yeah, okay.
and I was on this date. It was Stephen Brimhall and myself, and we were on a double date.
That might be a little bit scary. That's a
uh,
worst first date experience right there, man. That's where you don't take people. Just
no,
kidding. Hey, love him. Love the
no,
guy.
yeah. So Stephen and I were, we go on this double date, and I think there was maybe another people with us. I don't. Was Tanner Willis with us? Maybe.
I don't know, man. That
Eh,
your friend group, bunch of goons.
yeah. No,
Love them.
we are a bunch of
Love you
goons.
guys, man.
No, I'm trying to. I just don't. It doesn't matter. But we somebody knew of like these like giant underwater, like essentially Shone's Dam, but they're 12 feet tall rather than 2.5 feet tall that run underneath the streets of the valley.
Really?
And when I made the joke, like I don't know if you're really gonna find heroin needles in Shone's Dam, but we definitely did walk over heroin needles in these
I
tunnels.
fully
But
believe that, man.
yeah,
Heroin capital, you know?
yeah. So it's a matter of knowing the people that know where things are.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who was with us. It was Stephen Brimhall's cousin Jojo. That's who took us there. He knew where all the stuff was. Him
Oh
and his
yeah. Okay.
girlfriend. I don't know if you know Jojo, but
No, no, I've never met him, but
we'll get with David and have David explain Jojo to us.
yeah, dude, the Brimhalls, man,
Good people,
good guys. I
but
had one of them in my grade. Good
yeah,
man, good
great
man,
guys.
great guys.
But yeah, and then going on, we have I'll go with my second pick. I think like any like fast food chain, it's just a bad idea.
Yeah,
Just because it's like
you know what's even more awesome? Make them pay.
nothing better than going to a fast food restaurant and, "Oh, I forgot my wallet. You spot me here?"
Can you spot me? Or just like gaslight them into being like, oh, you're a strong, independent woman, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I think you want to pay for me, right? Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I just
Dude, that's an expensive bill these days, though.
yeah, you can go and sit down and have a better meal for about $10 more at
Yeah.
this point in time. So, yeah, but no, I just think that like the I not that you can't ever go on a date to a fast food place, but a first date, like if you're truly trying to make a good impression on this person, like I'm not saying you have to go and spend a fortune, but put out a little bit
Yeah,
more
dude.
to be like, no, like I value the fact that you took time out of your day to come spend time with me.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to reciprocate that in some way.
Dude, that's the hard part, though. Broke high schoolers, man.
Oh,
You
the
don't have money as a high schooler.
yeah,
Never.
and if you're in high school, that's not necessarily a bad way to go. I should clarify that. I just don't know how many high school listeners we have,
Yeah, that's true.
but
Might have quite a few.
but yeah, no. Try to stay away from fast food if you can, because also when you're done, your stomach's gonna feel like crap.
Dude, that goes into my
Go for it.
next place.
Go for it.
Chinese food.
Oh yeah.
Don't go anywhere Chinese, man. I know you as a man,
Oh yeah.
you've had a date, right? You get home, man, you had to fart that entire date and you couldn't. You get
Oh.
home, close that door, lean up, post up against that door, man.
Just for stability,
Rip
because you
one,
need it.
rip one that registered on the Richter scale, man.
Oh man, no, for sure it happens. Yeah, stay away from Chinese food. And this isn't my third, but I'm gonna appendage this to yours. Um, Stay away from Taco Bell.
Yeah,
I,
dude.
so if we do have high schoolers that are listening that are maybe taking our advice on this, don't do it, man.
Yeah, it's. You want to know something that's interesting though?
What's that?
Taco Bell doesn't affect me like that, man.
For me, it's hit or miss. It's either like I feel way better after eating it, or it's like people tell me their horror stories of Taco Bell, and I'm like, that's just me after any meal.
Yeah.
Imagine what Taco Bell does. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
man.
but yeah. So my third that I'm gonna go with is so for snowflake people, it's gonna be called Mohill, but for every place has this, right? It's the local designated spot to go make out,
Yep.
typically for high schoolers.
Yep.
If you're over 18 and you're going to Mohill or whatever your place is, you're a loser. Like
You
I'm
are down horrendously.
horrendously. Um, like it's more respectable. Like if you live at home, like because maybe you're over 18 and living at home, it's more respectable to make out on your parents' couch than it
Yep.
is to go to Mohill as a
Yep.
kid that's not in high school. But don't ever take a girl somewhere on a first date with like the intention of like we're coming here because when you come here you make out. Like that's just so
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, you're not going just to hang out.
No, no, you're not just going to hang out. And there's always this very weird energy
Oh,
that
awkward, man.
yeah, that borders awkward because it's like, if both people still are on board by like in the off chance that you find a girl that does want to make out with you, um, it's already weird. You feel like you have to,
Yep.
and if something happens over the course of the night that like leads the girl to not want to, now it's like you're kissing a girl that doesn't want to kiss you, and that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm gonna say this right now. Guilty as charged. I have
First
done
date
that.
though?
Oh, dude, first date, I'm going there as first spot, and then we're going to dinner.
And then we're going to
No, man, not actually, but yeah, I had my spots, but I used them too much.
Did you share them, though?
No. They
That's
were
better.
they were shared with me by, generations that were way older.
Yeah.
So, they were like, "Hey, man, you need to go to this spot." I was like, "Alright, cool." It
So,
became my designated spot, and
your
you know
friends
what?
that had apartments are like, "Hey, I have a spare bedroom."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Secret spot, no one's gonna find you.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Um, and you wanna know the problem? I kept using it. I would park dude, I probably had a spot where my tire marks
Are still
are
there?
still there, and I parked in that exact same spot.
I could see, like, your friends, like, "Oh, where's Austin?" And they're like, "Oh, we could check his Live 360,
Yeah.
or we can just go" like, they have the address memorized. They're like, "If we just go here, his truck's sitting out
Yeah,
front, guaranteed."
exactly. I'm there, man. I it was bad. I was Yeah, we don't talk about that 'cause, high school Austin was down horrendous.
Yeah,
That's
as
every
mo
high
high school
school.
boy, yeah,
Yeah,
every high
yeah.
school boy is down horrendous. I don't care who you are. Yeah. What's your 4th? Where's the worst
4th
place to
spot,
go?
man. Never go to Holbrook, Arizona.
Okay, explain.
Um, so we we went to the fair. If anybody knows, the movie Cars, Holbrook, Arizona was based off that.
Oh, Radiator Springs, yeah.
Radiator Springs, yeah. It's nothing like it.
No,
It's pretty ghetto. I mean, that place was probably popping in the 50s.
it was. I've heard
Um,
stories.
yeah. Um, don't take a girl there on a date, man. It's it's just not the place to go. If you wanna take a girl, don't take her to the ghetto, man. That's all I really can
Wait,
say.
that was our 3rd picks, I
Was
believe.
that 3? I don't know, man. I've been out
Showing
of school for so long, I forgot how to count.
we'll each do one more because I think
Yeah.
that was 3.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, anyways,
that's
don't
a
go to
rough
the
place.
ghetto.
That's
But
a rough
if you live
place.
in Holbrook, which I have an aunt and uncle and cousins that live in Holbrook,
Yeah, they probably
um,
live in the nice part though,
they
which
live
is
out of
like
town.
yeah, exactly.
No, what I'm saying is they live in the ghetto. No, I'm just kidding. They have a farm, so they're, like, out on the outskirts of
Yeah,
Holbrook, but
that's where you wanna be for sure.
no, but if you live in Holbrook, this is a good time to be living in Holbrook because last episode, uh, Gary talked about, Holbrook. He lived there. He went to high school
Oh,
in
yeah, okay.
Holbrook.
See, that's what I'm saying, it was the poppin' place back in the
Yeah,
day, man.
but yeah, and then now we're telling you not to go there.
Yeah,
Unless
don't
you live in the '50s. If somehow you got your
if
hands on this in
you
the '50s, go ahead and head there, but yeah.
if you could somehow Marty McFly
Mhm.
back there, man, you'd be set.
Yeah. Alright, for my I don't know if this is 4 or 5, but we'll say the last one. Worst place to go on a first date is your parents' house.
Yeah, because there's that awkward spot where you're sitting on the couch just talking to him.
Yes. And it's like you walk in, your parents are watching TV, and you're like, "Hey, I need this."
Yeah,
There's nothing more embarrassing as a as a kid or an adult, like, out of high school or whatever that, like, "Yeah, so, like, I know that you pay the bills for this place, I know that you this and that, but, like, I
I
need the
need to take
I need
over.
the TV, I need the couch, and I need you guys as far away from me as possible."
Yeah, man.
So,
That's rough. And if you're like me, like how I was saying, first date, make out mountain,
yeah.
um, that's an awkward conversation with some parents, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, they ask what you're gonna go do. You know how hard it is to confess that? I mean, I do, because I just gotta be honest with them, man.
Oh, I have the funniest story when you're done with this about having to confess.
Yeah, no, it's cool meeting them, but don't stay there for too long.
Oh, no, it it's one thing to meet the parents,
It's one thing to meet them, but it's another thing to stay there for, like, 3 hours.
it's another thing to be like, "Hey, I have Pizza Hut on the way,
Yeah.
um, and there's a 2-liter Mountain Dew in the fridge.
Yep,
We're gonna watch every episode of Stranger Things."
yep.
Like, no, terrible. Stranger Things is a good show, but I'm just saying,
Great
like,
show.
don't bring them home for your first date
As
to
especially as a college
as
kid.
the date.
As a college kid, man, you don't do that.
No. that's exactly how Tally and I started. But first date, my mom's house.
See, that's Chad though, because it's just your mom.
Yeah, but the thing is I do remember walking in and my mom was watching TV in the living room. So I was like, hey mom, do you mind? And my mom's like, okay.
That's a tougher conversation as a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
It's you can get away with it in high school.
Oh yeah.
As a 20
I w-
some year old,
I think I
you're
was 21.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's probably when it gets a little awkward.
Yeah.
Like, don't you have your own place?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah.
No, I
No,
lived at
I
home.
know exactly. That's probably what she's thinking.
But yeah. So my uh or finish yours and then I'll tell you my terrible story about having to confess about
I don't even
making it.
remember where I was at. Go
Oh.
ahead.
Um well I was saying, do you have a last pick?
Oh, last pick. Man, this is let me think about this for a second. You know what, man? This is a recommendation I would recommend to everybody out there.
Okay.
Make sure you make sure your vehicle is going to break down very soon.
Okay.
Go out for a very long drive. Make sure the vehicle breaks down. Then somehow you're both stuck there together.
Okay.
See, now that'll show, and then you got to act like you're fixing something. Make it something where it's like a loose battery cable pops off while you're driving.
Yeah.
Okay, women love this, man. Get in there, fix that. Okay,
So women do love that unless your name is Tally.
okay.
So Tally's not into the manly man, and
No,
that says a lot about me as a
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: if you would have gone with the just regular old broken down vehicle tactic, you're in, man.
Okay.
Talk about makeout spots.
Where my truck lands.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a fun game to play, man.
All right.
Roulette.
So, with my story, I don't know if my mom listens to this or not, but it doesn't matter. There was this girl that I was dating pretty seriously in high school. There was like talks of her potentially waiting for me on my mission,
Yeah,
like
that's pretty
pretty
serious, man.
serious. Um, we had gone out that night. She'd gotten like pretty, like she'd gotten ready, in the sense that
Yeah,
she had lots of makeup on,
right,
whatever.
right. If the pillow,
Well, so on the way back, we got lost, quote unquote. Um, made out for a while and then went home. I get home like 11:45.
yeah, yeah.
I walk in and I'm like, I can see my mom's room light is still on, and I pop in there and just to let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And I pop in, and instantly, my mom is laughing to the point where I'm pretty sure she's peeing the bed. Like she is laughing that hard. And my mom goes, I have a question. Like when she gets her composure and she goes, I have a question. She goes, did you kiss her tonight? I was like, yeah. Trying to play it cool, not let her
Right.
know that I just finished like sucking the lips off of this poor girl. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, okay. And my stepdad at the time, he is like, he's kind of in that awkward stage of like, I can tell he wants to say something, but
Yep.
he also doesn't know.
He doesn't wanna offend
It
you.
doesn't want to offend me. So I'm like, whatever. And my mom goes, did you do more than kiss her? And I was like, yeah, we made out, whatever. Yeah, like I'm getting frustrated. And I walk into the bathroom and it had looked like I had just taken my face and shoved it into a bag of like powdered donuts. Like kind of like the Homer Simpson like circle that he has around his mouth.
Yeah.
It was like that, but white. Like and when I say white, not white makeup, it looked like powdered sugar.
That's rough.
And so I
So
at
that
that point I started stealing my mom's makeup wipes and keeping them in my car for me afterwards.
you're like, "I gotta keep this car in pristine condition, man."
No, not even for her or not even for the car, just for me. It was like, okay, we made out, grab the makeup wipe it off, and I was ready to go.
Whenever that happened to me one time, um, I was proud of it. And I look back on it now, and I'm like, "That was the dumbest stuff, man. Why was I proud of that?"
I tried to act like I was proud, and I was like, that was so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Scary
yeah.
stuff, scary stuff.
All right. So we have a linguistic dilemma here. Okay. I was posed a question earlier this week, and I need to know. I need you to help me solve it.
Man, I might be perfect for this because I get some weird work is the perfect place to get
Oh yeah,
some very odd questions.
of course. So I need you to explain color to a blind person.
Man, that's a tough one.
This question is brought to you by Michael, my coworker.
Okay, yeah. Michael, shout out to you, man. You got me stumped right now. Um, being a blind person, that's got to be so scary
Oh yeah,
because I saw an interesting fact. Okay, blind people, we when we close our eyes, we see black.
yeah,
Blind people don't see anything. Why?
because they can't see.
There's no such thing as color.
Now I'm stumped.
Yeah,
What?
man. I saw that the other day and I was like, so
Wait, so like, I mean, obviously they don't understand that as like, or like like they can't comprehend that that's black. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like they wouldn't technically even see black. There's just nothing there visually. What does that mean? How does that work? I don't
dude,
know.
being blind would be so cool though.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I
Yeah.
appreciate being able to see the world.
I think it'd be cool, man. Walking stick, can just walk, you know.
Yeah,
You just your life is based on walking, man, and feeling.
yeah.
You're using
You get to
senses.
take a dog anywhere you
Yeah,
go. That's
exactly.
cool.
That's pretty cool. But the color thing, man. Uh, I would describe it as like I would rub it in their face. I'd be like, "Man, it's really cool. Be cool if you could see it."
So Michael, when he asked me this question, I was like, I don't know, like, and he goes, the best way. I don't know if this was how he perfectly described it. This is how I interpreted his uh description to me. He had said that essentially, like, if you feel the table, right, this table that's in front of us,
Yeah.
it's hard, but it's smooth. Okay. Now, if I were to put like a patch of like, or like a velvet plush pillow in front of you,
Yeah.
different feel, it's soft. So essentially, how there are different textures and feels, it's like that, but for your eyes.
So, okay.
So rather than
So, how
feeling
would
it,
you describe those colors though? Like, let's talk about Lobo blue, man. How would you
my favorite
describe
color, yeah.
how would we describe Lobo blue?
Well, I would say you've seen the Lobos take state, so
Yeah,
obviously that's where we
freaking
want.
gangster.
Yeah.
That's how you would describe Lobo blue, man. Um, yeah, Lobo. It's hard. It's
Yeah, no,
hard to
it's hard.
describe a color. Like you
Because
would say,
that's the word. Those are the words that we use to
yeah,
describe stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
Vivid. I mean,
yeah,
stuff like
vibrant.
that.
I wish you could just sense the vibrancy of these colors.
I'm waiting for the day Elon Musk drops that brain chip, man, and we're all just alternate reality, AI, like we're all in VR. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have another ad read because we're coming to the end of this recording window. So let's have another ad read, and we will uh, be back to finish this up.
All right.
So this next segment is going to go out to all the Celeste Taylors living out there in Snowflake, Arizona. In the studio today, we don't have Joe, we have Colby. And we're going to have Colby give us a little bit of his preliminary planning here as his ring for Celeste came in today. So, Colby, walk us through it. What's going down?
The ring came in today, the engagement ring. It's beautiful. It's everything I hoped for.
That's always
Which
good.
like 2 or 3 days ago, I had a dream that it came in broken and chipped, and that was stressing me out. So today's been good.
Of
Um,
course. But I mean, if Celeste was truly a Swift fan, she would marry you with paper rings.
yes,
So,
she's not. Well,
oh,
I don't know. She's not a Swiftie.
okay. So she's just a Swifter then, Swiffer sweeper.
She she's a casual
Oh,
listener.
not a girl boss.
Yeah, no,
Ooh,
no.
okay. No, that's fine. Well, that's okay because essentially Tally and I got married with paper rings. So with the cost of paper at the time, it was essentially paper rings. But
I have my calendar out because today is October 18th, and I'm
okay,
planning on proposing in 10 days on October 28th, Saturday. And I've had the idea of it's been a journey because I've had the idea of proposing, and I'm like, okay, we need a sweet sentimental spot, but we don't really have any or any that are pretty, just
yeah,
like cul-de-sacs.
nice.
So
That's I mean, for our fans out there, welcome to Snowflake.
yeah, so that's not no, I'm not proposing in a cul-de-sac. No hate to anyone who has, but this cul-de-sacs here aren't pretty.
No,
So especially no hate to anyone who's proposing a snowflake cul-de-sac. I'm really sorry. Oh crap.
if you're listening to this and you're proposing in a Snowflake cul-de-sac, you don't deserve to get married. I'm sorry. I will say that for you.
But so I wanted a sweet sentimental place. And the place I thought of was her house, her backyard. I could make that look very pretty.
And she lives in a beautiful part of Snowflake,
She
so that
does.
works
She's
out.
a beautiful part of Snowflake. And then I was kind of hinting that towards her today on the phone, and she was like, "That's a no."
Ooh.
Because she's like, "My backyard's ugly." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And
Well, it
then,
beats where I proposed to Tally. I proposed to Tally at a softball field.
well, okay, put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back
Okay.
to that.
All right, Pin is in it.
So that's funny, actually. Um, yeah. So I find out that she does not care about a sentimental place.
Okay.
She cares about a pretty place for pretty pictures
Of course.
and a beautiful engagement,
Okay.
which
Good for her.
is
She knows what she wants.
she knows what she wants, and is glad that I know that. I'm glad that I know that.
Yeah.
And so today I drove around at about sunset, which is when I want to propose.
Yeah.
And so okay, the pin is coming out.
Okay, I've pulled the pin.
Thank you. I work in Snowflake Parks Department.
Yeah.
So the park you proposed at
Got
is
engaged to Tally.
yes, the park you proposed at I work at.
Yeah.
And then I was at work the other day at Little Heritage Park, Porter Heritage Park in Snowflake.
Okay, which one's that one?
It's right next to streets. It's like
Oh, yeah.
tiny, teeny tiny.
Yes.
There's a few benches, but it's cute. And I was like, it's small. Oh, and another thing I want all of our family there.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be cool. We pack
You
it.
could even go to dinner afterwards.
Exactly, dinner right there.
Good call.
So when I was at work, I saw that place. And I was like, huh. So don't diss yourself for choosing a park.
No, it's not that I chose a park. It's that on my way out the door to propose to Tally, nobody in my family knew. Nobody in your family knew. There were two people who knew I was getting engaged that day. Myself and my good friend Stephen Brimhall, who was taking my pictures.
Took your photos.
And he's not a photographer. But we got him up in a tree and he was there just waiting. And no, and we went and we talked a little bit about it on another episode, but we went and fetched Baxter, and I threw the ball as far as I could to buy myself as much time, and then in left center field, I got down on one knee and proposed. So my only advice to you is do something that when Kaya and Kaya's friends are getting engaged and their stories are coming out on Instagram, you're not looking at that going, that's way better than anything I ever did. Because I can think of one story that's worse than mine. But I mean, this already has so much more thought and beauty to it than mine. So
Okay.
you're on a good path
Good.
here.
Well, here's the thing though. I
Okay.
went to Heritage Park today
Okay.
at sunset, and I was liking it, and I was thinking like, okay, this is where this could be set up. This is where this could be set up. But it's right off Main Street.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday night.
It's a Saturday night, so people are going to be in and out of streets. It's right off Main Street, and if I set up all these decorations, people might be coming over before we're there. And
Yep.
all these thoughts are running through my head. So I walk back behind Heritage Park and the
Okay.
streets,
Yeah.
And there's a historical home right there,
Yes.
and it's pretty. I've gotten family pictures taken there years ago,
Yeah.
and I found a great spot against a brick wall. And my friend Austin Payne, shout out,
Shout out Austin Payne. You'll be hearing more about him later.
yeah,
Or sooner, actually, by the time this comes out.
yeah,
So just
you'll know about him.
just keep Austin Payne in your
He's a big
in your minds.
character in this.
Big
He has a
character.
wedding arch that he's gonna lend me.
Awesome.
Or it's just arched, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I'll put that against the wall. I want to get lights. I want to get probably a cute sign that says "Marry Me," like a neon sign.
That's really cool.
And I just want to decorate it so it's great for pictures. And then shout out my cousin Josie Lyman.
Josie Lyman, another big character.
When you're listening to this, she will have taken the photos probably, because I just texted her a few minutes ago to ask her if she would, and she said yes.
Yeah, Josie, don't spoil this for us, okay?
Yeah, please don't. Well, it's funny because I mean Josie knows about that I have the engagement ring, and she knows the exact day.
Yeah.
And then today when the ring came in and I opened it, my mom had a work meeting with all of the women of Snowflake. So the adult women with kids my age.
Yes, I happen to be here, and I happen to I happen to witness her being like, "Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
ring!"
So Celeste is gonna know I have it pretty soon, probably. But
Celeste, if you knew about it, leave us a comment or reach out via email. Let us know what you thought when you.
here's the thing: she has to know because, well, she's gonna know by the time it happens because she has to get her nails done. That's a priority. So I
Okay.
have to have her mom do that. So as soon as she
Oh
gets her
no,
nails done,
I have the perfect way to get that done.
what?
I need to go get my nails done. So does Tally.
Yeah,
Come with us.
the both of us.
Well, I'm gonna go get my nails done anyways. But if you don't want to get your nails done or anything,
I would come.
Yeah, just come hang out. That way, it's pretty and we can do it pretty close to the day,
Yeah.
so that way you're not like, she's not like, oh, it's gonna be overgrown and gross.
Yeah, because
So we
I
can-
asked her today. I was like, "How long from getting your nails done can I wait to propose?" She was like, "A week and a half," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that."
Yeah,
So if we get them done like the day before,
yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's totally fine.
and we're already planning a date for this Saturday, the 28th.
Yeah.
That is the pumpkin patch and
Oh,
just
that's
like
right.
fall.
There's so much stuff going on.
We already have plans, so I don't know if she'll even be expecting a proposal.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I I don't know if we've ever taken Celeste's sister with us, but we've taken Kaya and friends of hers with us before,
Oh,
so that if Kaya, we can play it off as just like, oh, like we just go get our nails done and we just bring whoever with us, which is
Yeah.
true. That happens.
yeah.
So, Tally, when you're listening to this, don't ruin this for Celeste. We're gonna go get our nails done so that Colby can propose.
Which all this will have happened.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
time.
I'm saying this now as if they're hearing it, but
Yeah. So if we go get nails done Friday,
Yeah.
October 27th.
Yep.
Okay.
that sounds great. Tally and I will take care of that.
Okay.
Just get a time that'll work for her.
Yeah.
It'll probably have to be a little bit later in the day.
Yeah, because work.
Yeah, because of work.
I'll
But
have to figure out her work schedule because if she works the late shift, it won't work because she doesn't get off till like 6, but she never works that shift. So,
okay,
well, not often.
Tally's coming to talk about nails. Tally, come on in here. Come on in here. I don't know what you're saying. This makes for good podcast content. Just step in here. I can't hear you. I can't read your lips.
Jack.
What's up with Jack?
I'm just saying I don't want to come in because I'm watching Jack.
Step in just real fast. You don't have to be on the podcast. Close the door just in case.
This is actually important.
Yeah, just in case Celeste did come in. We're talking. This is huge plans. We're actually helping Colby out with
Yeah.
this proposal here. October 27th. What are you doing?
Friday.
That's a Friday, the day before.
I want to get engaged.
Nothing.
Well, you are now. You and I have the divine responsibility to reach out to a cute nail salon and schedule a nail appointment for 3, maybe 4 of us, so that her nails are done for her
Are you
pictures.
actually gonna do it?
Yeah. Oh,
Trey
get
loves
my
it.
nails done?
Yes. Yeah,
I think that'd be fun, yeah.
Trey loves it.
I get a pedicure. It's the great.
Well,
For-
then my hands will look pretty in the pictures too.
Yeah.
Well, my hands won't be in the pictures. Never
Pedicures.
mind.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say
pedicure.
I do
Oh.
pedicures, and
But one thing is, Colby is just as ticklish, if not more than I am. I can't do pedicures.
Maybe I'd just do a manicure then.
yeah, do a manicure and then just
Manicures
get a
like
clear
this
gel
ones.
over your fingers, make it look nice.
Manicures hurt.
Pedicures.
Oh, pedicures. Okay. Yeah, I am very ticklish. I don't know if I can do that.
That's
I
fine.
just sit there and like kick
Just
them
kick
the whole time.
You're like, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, if you want, I can get out in touch, or I can get in touch with them, or you can. A cute nail salon.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were saying like a cute nail salon.
Oh,
And I was like, can we
that's
just,
the
I
name.
literally was
That's
gonna
why
be
they
like,
did.
can we just go to a cute?
No,
Yeah.
let's go to a cute nail salon.
Yeah. So, you and I off the podcast will discuss this. Good. Okay.
Sweet.
All right. Well, I'm really excited for you.
It'll be fun to listen to it because this isn't coming out till after the engagement, obviously, to
Yeah,
not
so this'll-
spoil everything.
Yeah. So 28th is Friday. Joe and I just started the Tuesday, Thursday
Yes.
schedule. So that puts us like October 31st.
Yes.
Or maybe November 1st.
Wait, Halloween.
Spooky episode.
This is the Halloween episode.
This is the Halloween episode, or I'm not sure. Now I better check the date before I start saying stupid
No, I know
stuff.
Halloween's on a Tuesday.
Then that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Halloween episode because it might be spooky how bad the engagement went, and we don't know yet.
This is a treehouse of horror for Colby.
What if it'll be interesting to listen to this on Halloween and be like, "Oh, that engagement did not go as I planned." Well, okay. Here's the thing: I'm meeting with Sean, Celeste's dad, in
Future father-in-law.
an hour
Ooh.
from right now, to like ask permission to marry her, which I'm not really nervous for. But I
Is
am.
Celeste gonna be there?
No, she doesn't even know what's happening.
Oh.
I texted him. Yeah, she doesn't know what's
Where are you guys
happening.
meeting up?
His law office, so it's gonna be like an interview. That's the
Ooh.
intimidating.
That's the intimidating part, because if you do something wrong, you're going straight to jail.
Yeah, he's gonna make me sign a contract.
Legally, you
Oops.
have to remain married to my daughter for this amount of years.
Is that called a? No, that's the opposite. But since he is a lawyer, I wonder if he'll be like, "You guys should do a prenup."
Ooh, that's a good question to ask him
It's
tonight.
always a good idea.
Yeah,
I will be honest. It's
I would-
always a good idea.
Yeah, unless well, no, in my shoes, I just didn't have anything. So like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna take?
Wait,
5 cents?
my Xbox.
No, but you're doing it better than I did. Since we're doing this, I'll just tell you how I did it, and you'll have the confidence knowing you're doing this so much better.
Okay.
I was so nervous to do this that I made Tally come sit with me and actually start the conversation
Oh.
so that I could ask your parents, for their blessing to marry Tally.
Yeah.
And so we were sitting around the little fire out in the driveway, and I kept like nudging Tally, like, "Hey, it's now
It's
or never."
time.
I'm like, "It's getting cold," and your dad was like tired. It was like
Yeah.
a work day, and I'm like, yeah, and it was peak COVID too, so I'm sure he was
Oh, yeah.
delivering a lot more because people are just ordering stuff to come home.
He was.
But I was just like, Tally, like, hurry, like, bring it up, and Tally goes, "Oh yeah, there's something that we wanted to talk about,"
Ooh.
and then very much like missionary style, like looked over at me like, "Hey, this is your part," and I was like,
your part.
"Okay, all right, yeah." So I know that I've been seeing your daughter for a little bit of time now, and I know that this isn't a good sign that I'm nervous to talk to you about asking your blessing, but anyways, I want to marry your daughter, and then your dad from that point on assumed that Tally and I were engaged. So
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. Well, he's also been telling people Celeste and I are engaged. So,
of course,
but everyone has.
yeah,
Everybody has. Everybody. It's fun running into people and they're like, "You're engaged." It's like I'm just like, yeah.
it's easier just to say yes than
we
find
have a
out.
wedding date, so that's engaged in my book.
Yeah,
It's engaged without a ring.
yeah. Well, all right, Colby. Good luck to you in an hour.
Yep. Thank you.
And
Should go
if-
well.
if-
Unless they're like, "Oh, we're out of town that week," then this whole thing is different.
So if it's not October 31st when you're listening to this, just know something went awry. Something went wrong. Not necessarily on Colby's end, but the stars did not align.
Taylors are like, "Oh, we're out of town," because I want our families there.
Of course. I'm going for the good streets.
Yeah.
So
Well, and if we all went to Streets afterwards, that would be fun.
so if you're listening to this, catch us at Streets 3 days ago.
And Mrs. Lindsay, who works at Streets, who owns
yes.
Streets.
I thought you were talking about your mom.
No, not my mom. Streets Lindsay is so nice
Oh yeah.
and has always been probably the number one supporter of Celeste and I. Like unironically,
Yeah. Oh
she has.
yeah.
So if we did do after engagement dinner at Streets,
she might give it to you all, like everyone, like on the house. Like she
Well,
like
I'm not asking for it.
no, but I'm saying like
But-
if she knew that that's what happened,
Yeah,
I mean, at the very least, I know she'll give a discount for the dinner.
yeah,
That's funny. I didn't even think of that.
yeah. Well, and also I just like it'd be cool because she's really nice to us. So
Yeah, we could sit at Colby Street.
yeah, it wouldn't be room for all of us, but
No, but I would be willing to sit on the table.
Oh,
So
okay, good,
that's cool.
perfect.
All right, Colby. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Technology, right?
Yeah, you're listening
Now,
to this somehow.
I mean, yeah, the people
Yeah.
out there, they got to listen to it somehow. While I love technology and I am very much involved with it, if you want to see what happened before my TikToks, check out the Lobo Howl on YouTube. That's where I got started, man.
The fern
The
between
fern
us.
between us.
Yeah.
Um, but technology, it's a tough subject, and I think ever since it came out, what has the world done? Has it gotten better or has it gotten worse?
I feel like just the extremities have been pulled, whereas like we still kind of stay centered, but thanks to technology, there are so many really really good things we can now do, but there's also so many really really bad
Oh
things
yeah,
that you can do.
yeah.
You know, and so now like the spectrum of things the human race can do has only widened in terms of good and bad. So
Well, have you seen all the memes that are on Instagram, man? That's freaking awesome
that's
right
great.
there.
Yeah,
That's a
no,
great part of technology, man.
yeah. But
Um,
for example, we'll talk um, some of the bad that technology can bring.
yeah,
Okay, um, some of the bad is now I have no excuse to forget someone's birthday.
that's right. Facebook.
Yeah, every morning, so and so's birthday,
That's
and
how
it's
my
like,
dad didn't forget. You know? Shout out Facebook, man.
exactly. You know, for example, technology's bad. I got grounded my freshman or sophomore year of high school. My dad snuck me a second phone.
That's gangster.
So yes and no. The phone itself, like it was essentially an iPod because there was no like plan on it. Like he
Right.
wasn't playing really, he wasn't paying for service. And this is around the time of the iPhone. I would say probably around the iPhone 7 is
Yeah, okay.
approximately the time frame we're looking at. And he gave me the OG iPhone.
Like
The
the
very
very
first.
first one.
The iPhone 3G or whatever it was
Oh
called.
man, the brick.
Oh
The
yeah.
brick phone.
Yeah. Terrible.
That's the ultimate phone if you want to hang out at McDonald's and
Yeah.
get some Wi-Fi.
100. I did. I
knew
wouldn't
it.
even buy
I knew
anything.
it,
I
man.
would go park in the parking lot. I wouldn't even go in because I was scared someone would see me.
Yeah.
I would pull in, recline the seat, and then connect to the Wi-Fi.
Wait, hold up. This was when you were driving?
I would, yeah. So it had to have been my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Those girls needed to talk to Trey.
And what's funny is I think most of the time I probably wasn't even talking to girls.
You're just playing Clash of Clans.
Yes. Clash of Clans, and then like I in high school you hear stuff and it's like, well, I need to get on Urban Dictionary and find out what that means.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's the hey, listeners out there. If you want to find out what a word means, go to Urban Dictionary.
No, and don't go to Urban Dictionary. Send us a review, email us, get in touch with us in any of the forms of communication. Ask us what a word means. We'll be more than happy to break it down for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have learned so much from that. All my years of high school went down the drain after Urban Dictionary, man.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah. But
That's a good of technology right there, man.
that's the good, is Urban Dictionary.
exactly.
Now, the bad, and this is a true story, and I actually might have to edit some of this out.
Bleep it out. All right.
But and now that I
That's-
said that story, I'm gonna bleep it out.
That's
But
crazy.
Yeah. So bad of technology.
That's a terrible thing of technology.
Yeah.
That's not cool, man.
So
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst things, man. Stuff of that essence that's came
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna block that story out because it's really bad, and I actually think that there are still things being looked into and there's still an investigation being
Yeah,
done. So
we don't want Tender Mercies taken down.
yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. So Yeah, we'll definitely take that one out. But technology, while it can be good for listening to Tender Mercies, it can be bad for a lot of other things.
Exactly, man.
Now, pickleball thoughts. This is how I end every episode here is pickleball thoughts, and I always give the listeners the prompt of the following episode. So the previous episode I spoke about paddles and how really the paddle doesn't matter, it's the player.
Yeah, for sure.
This week we're going to talk about pickleball nets. So did you know that the pickleball net is taller on the outsides and shorter in the middle?
You know what? I was playing pickleball the other day,
Okay.
and we had to lower the net in the middle
That's
due to regulations.
yes.
Man, was I furious. I was just getting used to, a very taut pickleball net.
Mhm.
Had it taken away from me.
Terrible. So I asked our listeners to what's the word I'm thinking of here? Ponder with me why the outside of the net is shorter than in the middle. So if you think about it in tennis terms, this doesn't make a lot of sense. You have a racket with a very, very bouncy ball
Yep.
for tennis, right? You don't need the net to be low. You already have so much power, bounce, spin, whatever. But in pickleball, you're playing with a plastic stick and a plastic ball, and that ball has no aerodynamic to it. It's going to get stopped. So, and when you're playing, you're not really trying to hit over the edges of the net. You're trying to usually dink across the
The
middle.
middle.
So they're going to give you a little bit of help.
It-
So,
Now look at this for a second, okay?
okay,
The age range that plays this game,
it's true.
upwards of 90 years of age.
Yeah.
People playing
I,
pickleball.
I saw an Instagram video of a 90-year-old playing pickleball.
I believe it.
And, I mean, were they getting smoked? Of course. But
I mean,
but
I
were they
smoke 90-year-olds on the daily.
daily? So, anyways, listeners, the reason why the pickleball net is lower in the middle is to help you. Take advantage of it. Okay? Lower it some more if you need to. Get the ball over, win some games. Now, a question that I've been pondering within myself lately. Okay? What's the better shot? ATP or tweener? If you want to know the answer, you're going to have to tune in on Thursday.
Tune in.
Tune
Find
in on
out.
Thursday.
Find out on the next episode.
Well, Austin, do you have anything else for us?
No, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be the co-host.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this wherever you are, whenever you are, why don't you just go ahead and stop for a second, give Austin a round of applause, and later, Lobos.